What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Omega Ruby and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Omega Ruby Hardcore Nuzlocke using only ground type Pokemon. Now I swear I've done this in the past, but actually I checked my channel, not a single ground type video on Pokemon ORAS, so I think I should be fine to do this challenge. I swear I feel like I did. I did a rock challenge, I know that for sure, but I swear I did a ground type. Anyways, the rules are on screen right now. It's gonna be a hardcore Nuzlocke monotype shiny only run. A lot of keywords right there for the title, way more difficult than a regular Nuzlocke. And also I had to catch them shiny and they're only once per route. And it's also a monotype. It's a lot more things going on all at once. But with these rules as well, there will be one extra final special rule in this challenge video. Each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a future Pokemon in my future challenge video, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me that you guys support my channel. And let's get into the video itself. So to begin off, there is technically a ground type Pokemon starter for us in ORAS in Hoenn. And that starter Pokemon would be Mudkip. Now Mudkip itself isn't actually ground type, but let's just give me the leeway. It evolves at level 16. 16. You know, we get at level 5. 11 levels from now is going to be a ground type Pokemon. So all we have to do is soft reset in front of the bag continuously. Though the odds have been modified, it still took a long time to find myself a shiny Mudkip. Even though I've done this in the past, it's still really fun to do. We get ourselves a pink little Mudkip. I don't know why they chose this color for a lot of water type Pokemon. They picked the brightest pink possible and they just run with it for a lot of Pokemon, especially water type Pokemon. From there, we can go through the catching tutorial of the game, nothing too difficult, and we're gonna head into Petalburg Forest where we're gonna spend a lot of time doing nothing because there is not an encounter for Ninkata in this grass or in this entire route at all. I swear you could find Ninkatas in here. I think that's only an emerald thing, which is strange because I swear I've seen this before. I swear I've seen a Ninkata in this forest before, but we actually have to move out into this route outside of Rustboro City and find ourselves a shiny Ninkata up here and capture that as our next Pokemon. Now Ninkata itself isn't a great Pokemon, but it's gonna be our next ground type Pokemon, so it's gonna have it on our team. But as well, it actually can evolve. We cannot ever evolve it because if we do evolve it, it's actually gonna lose its ground typing, so we just have to keep it as a Ninkata for the rest of the game or until it faints and we have to box it. So capture Ninkata, added her team, and face off against the very first gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Roxanne next. Roxanne's gonna be the rock type gym leader of the game, and we're gonna start the battle off against her using my Mudkip, which is slightly under level. That's because I don't want to get over level before Brawley's gym, so we're gonna purposely go into Roxanne's gym weaker than we should be, as we're able to beat her down pretty easily, as we're gonna knock out the Geodude in 2 turns. And then we also added an Oran Berry on the Mudkip just in case things went south, and it could have possibly went bad, as the Nosepass does get a crit on me. But luckily enough, I am able to knock on the Nosepass and get our first gym badge of the game super easily. And we're actually gonna head out into Dewford Cave, which is actually called Granite Cave, but if I say that, not a lot of people are gonna understand that because who remembers Granite Cave instead of just calling it Dewford Cave? Anyways, in here, this can be a ground type Pokemon for us to capture. A very rare encounter, a 5% encounter, I think. Geodude's gonna be the only ground type encounter in this route, so we're able to find ourselves a Geodude very not easily at all. And luckily we're able to capture the Geodude and add it to our team. And now we're going to face out against Brawley next. Brawley is going to be the fighting type gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Ninkata to see if it could do some damage. Machop started using bulk up, so I was like, you know what, I'm done messing around. I'm going to go out into my Marsh Stump just to clear up the battle super easily. Ironically, he went for a bulk up and then went for a seismic toss, which is the only move on his arsenal that doesn't get affected by the bulk up boost, which is kind of funny. Machop goes down super easily and then he sends out his Makuhita, which he does lower my accuracy a lot of times with his sand attack, and eventually I do go to low HP because of this, and he just keeps arm thrusting me, sand attacking me, and eventually I am able to knock him up using a mud shot, but things could have looked really awful if he kept doing that. From there, after we beat Brawley, we're going to be able to go into Slatepord's beach over here. And on the beach, we're able to talk to these kids over here and get ourselves a soft sand, which is going to be a pretty useful item moving forwards. And from there, not a lot of things happen as we're going to face off against our rival, which in this fight, you can see why Ninkata actually has a role on our team. We're not going to be able to beat this Grovyle unless we switch out into our Ninkata, which is bug and also ground type. so we're able to just leech life him down. And this is so painful. If May's Grovyle uses Fairy Cutter like 4 times in a row, my Ninkata would die. I do not want her to use Fairy Cutter ever. And lucky enough, we're able to beat down May's Grovyle with our Ninkata from Leech Life. I think this is 20 power Leech Life, which is so abysmal. We're able to knock him out though, and we're able to also knock out the Whelmer and finish off our rival battle fight. And face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Watson next. Watson is going to be the electric type gym leader of the game. And we're going to start the battle off against him using my Geodude. I just don't want to use Marshtomp like crazy. I know Marshtomp, Swampert, and the Mudkip line in total can just solo run the Hoenn Reach. So I don't want to rely on them too heavily, as we're going to send out my Geodude and we're able to knock out the Magnemite. We also get 2 Rock Polishes up, which actually boosts my speed by 4 stages, which allows me to actually outspeed the Magneton on his team, knock him out in 1 shot, or knock him out in 2 shots, but you know, same thing. From there, we're also going to be able to outspeed a Voltorb. My Geodude outspeeded a Voltorb, which is crazy. We're able to knock out the Voltorb and get our 3rd gym badge of the game. Now moving on, we're going to head into Route 13, and I believe it's Route 13. In this route, there's only 2 encounters, Machop and also Numel. Numel is part ground type, which is going to be perfect for a team. Also a fire type Pokemon, so it's actually pretty good as a coverage move, and I like him as a shiny. Well, not Numel, I like Camerupt shiny. So we're going to go out and hunt for ourselves a shiny Numel, which took us not too long because it's actually a 60% encounter rate in this grass. And we're able to find ourselves a shiny Numel added to our team. Nothing too typical, and we're going to be able to head up into Mount Pyre and face off against Maxie, which also not too big of a deal, as my Geodude cleans up his Golbat super easily, and then face off against Flannery next. Flannery is going to be the fire type gym leader in the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Graveler. Now Graveler, I just want to see if I could cheese this fight by using Rollout, and I end up using Rollout, and that is the end of the battle basically. I one-shot the Slugma accident, and then I end up 2-shotting the Numel, as it just allows me to build up the rollout damage, and I actually outspeed the Torkoal as well. I'm able to one-shot down the Torkoal and just completely beat Flannery out without losing a single point of HP, which is kind of funny. From there though, we're gonna go back out into the desert. We're gonna go out into Route 114, which is gonna be the desert area of Hoenn, and we're gonna look out for our next ground type Pokemon in the desert. There actually are a few ground type Pokemon, Sandshrew, Baltor, and the one we're looking for, which is going to be a Trapinch. But Trapinch is the most annoying one because they also have Arena Trap, and we don't have a flying type Pokemon just yet. We actually went out in the desert and we spent a lot of time and spent a lot of resources on them. We're actually going to find ourselves a shiny Trapinch, which is what I wanted. I did not want a Baltor or a Sandshrew. This is perfect for me. However, I didn't actually expect to find a shiny one right now because my Marshtomp's low on HP from battling the Trapinches, and now I have to be scared because it might actually knock me out. It's gonna go for a Sand Tomb. It's gonna trap me in here. I couldn't switch out because I was scared it's gonna knock out my other Pokemon, which is kind of dumb if I think about it. I should have gone to my Graveler, but I end up catching the Trapinch with 1 HP on my Marshtomp. If that ever broke open, I would have been done for it. But we're able to catch ourselves a Trapinch and move on into the next gym of the game. We're gonna face off against Norman next. Norman is going to be the normal type gym leader of the game, and again, I just want to see if I can cheese it again. I sent out my Graveler. I'm having too much fun with Graveler. Graveler also has the Lax Incense on, so if you do see a 100% accuracy move not landing, it's because I have that on, and I'm able to roll out into the Slacking against Norman, and it's not going to be able to do a lot of damage to me, but it's going to yawn me, which is kind of annoying. Eventually, I am going to awaken and continuously roll out him, as he does no damage to me at all. Eventually, I'll wake up and knock out his Slacking, and then he's going to send out his Vigoroth next. His Vigoroth is not too much of a threat itself. It also goes down in 1 shot, and I believe I know at 40 HP with my Graveler against his final Slacking. His final Slacking is going to do about 16 damage with Feint Attack, and I knock him out in 1 shot using a rollout. And we end up beating down Norman super easily, and we get our 5th gym badge of the game. From there, we have access to Surf, and we can head into Fortree City next, and also evolve our Numel into the amazingly amazing Camerupt. Look at how amazing it looks. The black on the yellow rings, is super nice looking. From there, we're gonna face off against Winona next. Winona is gonna be the flying type gym leader of the game, and of course we're gonna cheese it again. We're gonna start the battle off against her using my Graveler against a Swellow. Now this is actually a poorly played battle, but luckily it works for me. As before, I stated that we do have a Lax Instance, and I end up rolling out 2-shotting, knocking out her Swellow. She then sends out her Pelipper. I go for a rollout, and she misses her Water Post because I have a Lax Instance on, allowing me to knock out the Pelipper, which is kind of funny, and also one-shotting down her Altaria, and also one-shotting down the Skarmory. and we got very lucky in this fight. Maybe not done that and just let my other Pokemon handle Pelipper? Yeah, but where's the fun in that as my Graveler actually knocked out the last 3 gym leaders just rolling out, which is kind of funny. From there though, we're going to head into the Safari Zone of the game. The Safari Zone, there's multiple ground type Pokemon for us, but you can also dictate which ground type Pokemon you're going to encounter. I actually went out and decided to hunt for a shiny Donphan, which I don't think I've used in the past. Maybe I possibly used it, but I'm going to find myself a shiny Donphan and add it to my team. And then from there, we're going to beat down our rival, which isn't too much of a threat. We have a camera up, it's a fire type, it's going to beat down the rest of his team. And from there, we're going to face off against the 7th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Tate and Liza in this double battle fight for the 7th gym badge of the game. They're a psychic type gym leader, so we're going to start the battle off against them using my Swampert to surf both the Solrock and Lunatone, allowing my Vibrava to fly up to avoid the surf damage, and basically the battle's over. I knock out the Lunatone in one shot with a Sea Incense on my Swampert. Obviously, I'm just gonna knock him out with a fly from my Vibrava, and we beat State and Liza. What a dumb battle. I don't understand this gym battle. From there though, we're going to face off against Maxie, and this actually counts more of like a gym battle than Tate and Liza. We're going to face off against the big bad villain of the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Graveler. I am able to knock out the Mightyena. He then sends out his Weezing to explode on my rock type Pokemon. How many damage? It didn't do that much damage at all. And I'm able to just continuously try to roll out against the Crobat to eventually knock him out. And his final Pokemon will be a camera up. Does a lot of damage to me, which I'm kind of scared of. I should have been more scared of the incoming Earth Power. But we knock out the camera up and just destroy him. I forgot. I thought we used other Pokemon against him, but no. Graveler again, rollouts, knockout Maxie. It's kind of funny. From there, though, we're going to face off against Primagroudon, which isn't too much of a threat. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Swampert, which is a total tank. We try to avoid using Swampert because Swampert is obviously a very good Pokemon. So we're going to limit Swampert to use all the HM we need to beat the game, and also just to have Earthquake to knock out the Primagroudon. And we're able to beat Primagroudon, evolve my Vibrava into the great Flygon, Blue Flygon, which such a nice shiny Pokemon. Very well done. Still don't understand how they didn't make a Mega for it. But from there, we're going to face off against Wallace next. Wallace is going to be the 8th gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Flygon to Dragon Claw and knock out the Love Disc in one shot. He then goes out to his Milotic, which I know for certain it has Ice Beam. So I went out into my Swampert, take the hit super well, and I'm able to two-shot him with an Earthquake. Avoid a Hydro Pump. I didn't know. I thought I got hit by a Hydro Pump. But I knock out the Milotic. He then goes out to his Wish Cache. I go out into my Flygon to Dragon Claw and knock him out. He then sends out his Celio, which I am kind of scared of because he has an Ice move. I'm going to Rock Slide and knock out the Celio. Takes multiple hits, but eventually I'll knock out the Celio, and his final Pokemon will obviously be a Seaking, which gets knocked out. So again, Wallace is not too big of an issue. All the gym leaders are pretty easy. We're on the lookout for a Deathless Hardcore Nuzlocke. And now we're going to face off against Wally next. Wally's going to face off against us at the end of Victory Road, which we're able to just destroy him. Like, this is the end of Wally. Like, Wally is getting beaten up. This is like bullying. This is cyberbullying, Wally. So we're going to beat down Wally. And now we're going to head into the Elite Four next, which isn't too much of an issue. We're going to start our Elite Four challenge facing off against Sydney, the first Elite Four member of the game. He's going to be the Dark type Elite Four member of the game, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my camera up to just Eruption, which is an insane move. I love Eruption as a move. Eruption is going to knock out Mightyena through the confusion and knock him out. He sends out his Sharpedo next, which isn't too much fun, so I decided I had to back out and go out into my Flygon. Flygon is going to Earthquake and knock out the Sharpedo in one shot. He then sends out his Shiftry, which gets flied on, which is kind of embarrassing. Shiftry goes down in one shot. He then goes out into his Ace, which is going to be an Absol, which also gets beaten down. Luckily, he does not have Sucker Punch, but we're able to knock him out. And then he has Cacturne, which, again, I'm going for a Fly, and he can't survive a Fly from a Flygon. And we're able to beat down Sydney super easily. From there, though, we're going to face off against Phoebe next. Phoebe is going to be the Ghost type Elite Four member of the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Donphan. Now, Donphan has Knockoff, probably my own dark move on this entire team, so we're able to knock out the Dusclops. She then sends out her Ace Pokemon immediately, her Dusknoir, which I go for a knockoff again. It's going to two-shot him. Her Ice Punch does no damage. Her Future Sight does no damage, and I'm able to knock out the Dusknoir, which is crazy. From there, she sends out her Sableye, which I'm just going to Earthquake and one-shot. Wow, my team is powerful. She then goes out to her Bayonet, which gets slapped up with the knockoff, and her other Bayonet will get the same treatment as it gets knocked out, and we easily defeat Vivi. It's not even a problem at all. From there, we're going to face off against Glacier next. Glacier is going to be the Ice type Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against her using my camera up. 2 Lava Plume and just 2 shot down to Glalie. Super simple. Simple things out here. She then sends out her wall ring, which is kind of annoying. I don't have an answer here, kinda. So I decided to switch out to my Swampert, which actually surprisingly 2 shots him with an Earthquake. Okay, Swampert is just completely broken. He does have the soft sand on, so maybe that's why it does extra damage. It's not that crazy. I decided to go back out to my camera up against the Frostlass, which will confuse ray me and also hit me with a Blizzard, but I'm able to break through confusion. Lava Plume will knock out the Frostlass. Her next Frostlass comes out next. She also gets the same treatment, Lava Plume, to knock her out. And then her final Pokemon will be a Glalie, which is just a floating head. I'm just going for a Lava Plume. I snap out of confusion and I'm able to knock her out super easily. And we beat the 3rd Elite Four member. Going into the final Elite Four member before the champion, we're going to face off against Drake next. And assuming so, since I have a Dragon type, this should be pretty easy. I start the battle off against his Altaria using my Flygon to Dragon Claw and knock him out in 1 shot. He then sends out his Kingdra, which I'm pretty sure I could knock out in 1 shot, but I don't want to risk it. I decided to play it safe. I want this Deathless run. Go out to my Swampert to Earthquake, knock out the Kingdra super easily. He then sends out his Flygon, which I know I can survive a Boom Burst. Dragon Claw to knock him out in 1 shot. His next Pokemon will be this Big Bag Salamence, which I don't have an answer to technically. I decided to go out to my Graveler. I don't have an Eviolite. I don't know why I didn't brought the Eviolite, but luckily enough, I am able to survive a Dragon Rush. Stone Edge to knock him out in 1 shot. And his final Pokemon will be a Flygon, which is going to go for Earthquake. And I have Levitate on my Flygon just to prevent that, and Dragon Claw to knock out the Flygon. And we end up beating Drake super easily. From there, we're going to face off against the champion of the game, the final battle of the game. We're going to start the battle off against Steven Stone using my camera up. Really looking for this Lava Plume burn, but it's not happening at all. He gets his spikes up, he gets all his things up. Eventually, I am able to knock out his Skarmory. His next Pokemon will be an Aggron, which I actually went for a Lava Plume, hoping for a burn, and I actually got it for once. Unfortunately, it does outspeed me, so it does a lot of damage to me. From there though, I don't have an idea what to do, so I decided to go out into my Flygon. Flygon avoids the Earthquake, and I'm able to crunch, knock out the Aggron, and as well crunch into the Claydol as he sets up a Reflect, which is going to be very annoying, so I'm trying to play out of it, trying to play around it the whole time, trying to whittle it down. Eventually I do go for a fly, but he crits me with an extra sensory, and so basically Flygon's dead. Basically, he then sends out his model next, which I don't have anything to do. I'm very scared of the Cradily at this point, but our model comes on next, and I went for an Earthquake. I survive an X-Scissor, surprisingly, so I can Earthquake once again. But its next Pokemon will be a Cradily, and if I switch out to anyone on my team, pretty much dead. Like, even Camerupt, since it's already low on HP, I decided to go for an Earthquake to do some chip damage. It will knock out my poor Flygon as I go out to my Camerupt next. Camerupt is only here to do some extra damage with Earth Power to guarantee my Swampert could actually finish the battle. So both my Camerupt and my Flygon goes down, and I have to go for an Earthquake to knock out the Cradily. And its final Pokemon will be a Metagross, a Mega Metagross. Unfortunately, it will just go down. So Metagross went for the Giga Impact for style. We're gonna knock him out in 2 shots, and we finished the entire challenge of the game. Am I a little bum at the final, second to last Pokemon possible? They forced me basically just to lose a Pokemon. Regardless of what happened there, I was pretty sure I was going to lose a Pokemon. So we're on the quest for still a deathless hardcore Nuzlocke run. We haven't done it in over a year, it feels like. So it's so frustrating, but it was actually really fun. My team was amazing. Everyone that was actually underrated as Ninkata was pretty decent. So I want to say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It means a lot to me you guys make it this far. If you guys could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it obviously means even more to me. Anyways, my name's been Alpha. Hope you all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.